Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while. How has everyone been doing? I think the last one was beginning of March, right? So it has been almost a month away without doing any stream. And a lot has happened in the market, right? I hope you guys had a positive month in March, and I wish everyone a good month in April. Alright, so yeah, it has been a while. So where were we? Alright then, how are you, man? Welcome. It's been a while. Where were we the last time we spoke, right? It was just catching the dollar is about to reverse, right? Yep. It was somewhere in here, I think, somewhere at 8th of March, just before the fake out and the turn to the downside on the dollar. Yep, and now 1 month afterwards we are basically close to maybe start the bullish turn to the upside on dollar again. There you go. Yeah, I hope you guys had a great month and a good quarter as well. Right? It's end of the quarter as well, so time to do that analysis and set up new plans for the second quarter of the year. Yeah, I was in Portuguese. Portuguese siesta. A month. I've been in Portugal. I come back. I finally got a new PC, so hopefully everything runs much smoother than it was before. So yeah. All right. So where are we? What was the prediction? So where were the market before I left? And since my last stream, and where we are right now. First of all, thank you everyone as well for that has subscribed to the channel. We are 600 plus at this point, so thank you very much. Hopefully you'll get to 1000 in the near future. Again, if you do find value in the stream, feel free to subscribe and even to share with others as well. So yes, this is where we were. We talked about exactly this scenario of the dollar after taking these highs in here, especially it was around this level. We talked about that scenario of this occurring, right? The deep retrace occurring. At the same time, this could be maybe seen as an engulf to the upside after taking all this structure in here. And it took it, right? So it took all these levels, a little bit of a compression between all these highs, and maybe in here there was a little bit of a decision point still that started to hold price to the downside after we broke all this structure and all these lows. We didn't really broke above this level, but it did manage to break above these highs. So that for me, and especially this type of just quick moves up and down, they kind of look like as an engulf up for me in the future. Now, this is actually one of the best scenarios to look for a deep retracement in here. It's just similar to what happened on the NASDAQ end of the year. With this move in here is quite similar to the dollar. Second, this in here is quite similar. Just taking these levels of structure in here, this highs, this double top that was in there. We had already actually an engulf down, showing indication that you wanted to go a little bit deeper. Alright, so it will zoom in a little bit. Let's put 4 hours time frame. Hopefully this is better, Pedro. Hey Jack, welcome man. It's been a while. Yeah, hopefully this is better. So yeah, a little bit similar to what we had on us by the end of the year, which was price kind of breaking all the way this structure in here, picking out this level, showing indication that it wanted to go higher. The move was quite fast as well, just up, down, taking these highs in here. And before that, we actually had already broken some lows, indicating that we wanted to go higher, right? So indicated we wanted to go down first, or a deep retracement after taking this structure. At the same time, we had still kind of two, three levels, especially this one, but this one as well, that were still fresh, which is a little bit similar to what we had now on the dollar index. in here. Just bring this one here. Where are we? Yeah, in here. So yes, we did manage to take these highs in here, this structure, and we talked about that, the possibility of this happening, go higher. But now we do have still these levels in here. This was one of them. This was another one that maybe price can still go in there, right? If you guys remember, when finally we had dollar making this move in here, like this, we covered 2-3 levels that would be a high probability zone for price to bounce from, right? The first one would be this one, second one would be this one, third one would be kind of a little bit off the bottom, and this one in here, it was already been taken, right? This was in here, this was already taken. I think it was some kind of NFP in February with this lows. This could have been another one. Since this level is already been taken, this could be another one, maybe still within here, there's still maybe something to look for. So this level, the retest of this highs that was taken immediately after that. So we had the breakup, we test this level and went. So we left these two behind. A little bit of this one. I consider this one kind of just as one. Yeah, so we left this one behind, and maybe you have left something at the lows, and we need to dive deep into this level to see actually if there's anything fresh still in here. But yes, we left this one behind. This one now is being tested, and let's see if this is enough for price to make this move up, or by any chance if price still respects this level, or even respects again something in here, and we go deeper into maybe this level or somewhere in here on the dollar. That's kind of what I'm really looking for the next few weeks, or the next week, or yeah, next month. So I love the level. Yeah, but yes, yeah, I'll try to zoom in then to keep the chart visible. BTC, I'll take a look into BTC. BTC is at a really interesting level, right? Yeah, I need to check the BTC level, most likely. Right. Let's see, but first the dollar. So we are here. So what can I expect for next week, right? This week was a little bit slow in terms of data. Yeah, PC yesterday a little bit lower, back to the same levels as previous month. Let's see, right? There's a complete turnaround with what happened in the banking industry in the US with the Fed and everything in between. So next week is going to be a weird one because NFP is going to be on Friday, and Friday is going to be God Friday. So basically all the markets are going to be closed except the US, and we are going to have NFP in that day. So we're not really sure how much liquidity is going to be presented on that day. So it's going to be a weird NFP to trade next Friday. Before that, it's going to be just news related to the labor market as well. So we'll see. And yes, the dollar, right? I'm still not super convinced that this one, even though we kind of broke a little bit his size, this is an engulf upwards. So I'm not really sure about that. I would have liked to see literally, if this one has been broken to the upside, I would be even more bullish. There was literally a zone in here that price reacted Thursday and then Friday. This demand zone in here was still fresh. These lows, we created a double low in there, and they left that zone behind. We even created a new low in there. That's always a good sign. So that one was still fresh in here, even in alignment with this low as well, right? So somewhere in there, it's exactly where price now reacted. And unfortunately, and this has been happening more often than I would like, or I wish, which is price turning exactly during the Asian session overnight. Yep, around 2 AM in the morning. I think it was some PMA data from China. Apparently, all markets basically reacted to those at the same time to that data. Dollar created this low, euro created a high, pound created a high, even CAD created kind of a low, exactly at the same time. Everything was in alignment. Yeah, well, liquidity plus NFP, maybe wow data. Yeah, the problem is what's going to happen even afterwards, right? Like it's going to be just that move for 1 hour, and then kind of dies off, or it's going to be a, kind of a follow-up of a move. That's kind of the situation, because sometimes with an NFP, like in order to create the momentum, it needs to be continuation of trading after that. But yeah, we'll see. We will see what's going to happen. For example, in Canada, I think the unemployment is going to be announced on Thursdays, which is rare. They always announce it on Fridays. But yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, I'll check BTC, Jack. I'll take a look into it. So yes, what happened yesterday, right? So yeah, this is a nice starting pattern kind of as a reversal. We broke some highs, and you make the final fake out, as I mentioned, overnight, and then you kind of start trading from here. And yesterday we still had kind of retesting there. Yeah, the likelihood is maybe price to go a little bit closer to this level again, to this highs. There's maybe still a little bit of orders above this high in here, something in there. So yes, Monday, I do expect some continuation to the upside. Again, as I mentioned, after such a strong Friday with momentum, usually Mondays follow the same direction as the previous Friday, and then we'll see what's going to happen in here. We do have a gap in here which hasn't been filled yet, so that may be a target to look for these longs. Maybe filling this gap, going all the way through and above these highs in here on dollar. So maybe that's something to look for. Yeah, the ZQ price is compressing, respecting demand, just compressing, going higher. Yep, that's what we're seeing. There's maybe still again a little bit in here, or this will got a little bit close. I'm not really sure, but yes, this was a good turn. Turnaround. I didn't really like the euro dollar though, because the euro dollar actually respected the double top of the high on the left side, and I didn't really like it. I wanted to see it being faked out, which it didn't. Managed to hold price down. I prefer much more the pound one. I was looking for it already on Thursday, but then of course it reversed Friday during the night. Let me just delete this. So yeah, what do you guys think on the dollar? Are you ready to start moving upwards? Are you going to manage to go through? And I could see maybe at least there's a chance of maybe retesting this level. If you do break above this level, I'm okay with where the bulls are reacting from, but I'm not really sure if by any chance we don't go again one more move to the downside to take maybe these lows. I think there's still kind of orders underneath this level that it would be kind of a waste if they wouldn't be picked up. So it's kind of where I'm at with the dollar. So maybe somewhere in there, or even actually the origin of this demand, right? Price basically touch the higher time frame demand. There's still kind of the lower time frame demand in there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the dollar is ready to go all the way through or not, or is going to still I guess it depends if last lower high is broken or holds. Lower high. Yeah, one of these ones. Yeah, the thing is, I think even if you break above it, there's even the chance for a deep retracement after that again. Just one more leg down before maybe before the move. I think there's maybe still the chance for that to happen. Just delete this. Yeah, I think that can be still a scenario. But let's see what's going to happen on the dollar. So far so good. Everything that is happening a little bit predicted even 1 month ago. So all good. Let's see now how price is going to react from here, from this level. If it gets there, of course, needs to break that level. And yeah. What I want to say is, even if you break below these lows, I'm not going to be turning bearish. I'm actually a little bit bullish because of the break of that high. So of course, I need then to see this low starting to hold price, and start seeing some highs being broken, some highs being broken on the way down. That's kind of what I would like to see happening on the dollar. Yeah, I opened the door for sure. Exactly that. Exactly that. That's exactly what I want to see. Which may have been with this break of this high, but it just reacted straight from there, so still not convinced about that. The indices. What has been going on the indices? Where are we? Bullishness. Yes, we had kind of a negative February. A kind of middle of March, we started to reverse. We went all the way back down here to test this level on the 6th of January, this NFP day. So this demand zone was still fresh. Since none of these lows kind of reacted from there. We start even breaking a little bit the highs in there, just liquidity spike and move higher, right? It took advantage of that move in there. And yes, continuation to the upside on the S&P. And again, my target has been, let me just zoom out a little bit. So a few things that happen in the indices, right? We have seen NASDAQ with being the strongest on the move to the upside. Finally, NASDAQ is also reacting, or already has reacted from this level. It did, I think it even ended yesterday's session above this high. My target has always been the reaction or retesting this high from August. From all this move to the upside. I think it would make sense for price to actually go and kind of close this level in here and not just pause in these supplies that we have. There were really good supplies and there was really good reaction from it, but I think the final destination is still something inside there on the NASDAQ, on the S&P and NASDAQ actually, quite similar. On the S&P, I mentioned also that actually there's a little bit still of space between these levels, since this high never really reacted from there. So if by any chance, one second. Okay. Yeah, maybe I lost. Yeah, sorry guys, I lost my audio for a second. I was trying to find out what happened. Yeah, by any chance, if the S&P actually wants to even fake out this high, I'm totally okay with it. I wouldn't be surprised. But at least I think above these highs, somewhere in this target, I think that will where I'll be looking for the indices to go to. Is there still anything around these highs that price could go and react from? Maybe something in here S&P could react from. At this point, the move, it looks quite strong. We haven't really seen any break of the lows on the way up, so kind of still bullish momentum in there. We can even draw some kind of trend line eventually. But yes, it looks like still quite strong. And the move to the upside. So yes, I would like to see price eventually taking these highs and getting closer to here, to this level, somewhere in there, which is quite similar on the NAS, right? Yes, we just finished the week exactly taking this high. Yep, there you go. So this high is basically taken right now, which is something that you're looking for. There was a little bit of a difference on the data that I have from here that I have then from my other from the MT4, the other server that I use. Let me just give me a second. Let's actually take a look at it in here. Yeah, even in here, I think NAS is a little bit higher than the other side, and in here, yeah, it's literally different. I don't really know which one is kind of the reliable data in here, if it is this one or that one. I think one of the main problems is that there was a gap somewhere that was not priced in on the TradingView data. And since then, kind of there's a little bit of a difference going on in here. So yes, we did had our initial reaction exactly from the supply level in here. We kind of had a little bit of a smaller reaction also in there. A little bit more from these left shoulders. But yes, NASDAQ is finally kind of approaching this target that we were talking about. And I think we are talking about this level since the reversal, right? I think we talked about this level since basically we had this move in here, the turn. And this was the engulf up that we're looking for. And since basically we turned this, I think this engulf in here opened the door for price to go all the way at least until here. Of course, a lot of things happen in between. We had also seen, I think, was it that? February, March. Yeah, since my last stream, I also mentioned that we had kind of had that break higher, kind of another engulf upwards. We did came all the way back down, fake out is above all. We had already actually kind of mentioned, kind of with this break of this high, kind of showing another indication that we want to go higher. Just retested this level and we continue. Now we retested this level. From here we just reach our target, which would be within this level. If you don't break this low, kind of there's no kind of information that price wants to go further down. So just reacted from here. There's a good supply level all the way through to the target that was in place, and now price just continues to go. Price just continues to go higher, and we are getting closer to this level, right? It's a little bit in alignment. We had all these highs, so it's basically the same. And as you know, the difference is that NASDAQ has already reacted kind of from this supply level, and the S&P hasn't really done that. So I'm curious, super curious actually, to see how price is going to react from this level. Is this level going to hold or not? That's kind of my question mark, and what I want to see. I want to see how price is going to behave somewhere in here, and what kind of approach we are going to have towards that level. For now, for example, this becomes one of the most important levels in here to look for. This needs to start being broken, right? This level. 1 second, and we have that level. Yeah, even now before that, on 1 hour time frame, we have this new level created just after the break of that, after the break of the high. We have this new level that needs to be. So what you need to start doing is try to identify a little bit of the ranges that are created around these important zones. For example, the break of that high, and after that, this needs to start being broken in order for price to start showing weakness. If this just keep respecting price and price going higher, then NAS is going to be even stronger than expected, and we may continue to just move to the upside. So we'll see what's going to happen on the NAS. But the bullish momentum that I was looking for, that's about to reach his target. That's really about to reach his target. Yep. Which is interesting, right? Without these events that occurred, we have indices just going up without walking backwards. Yeah, same in here. Would you not consider trend continuation in that case, or another test of a consolidation? Yeah, I would. As a deeper test. Yep, I don't really trade indices first of all, but yeah, that would be something that I would definitely consider. Because even, for example, our test towards this level, in reality on the the intraday session, that can look like as a counter trade, right? Because most likely price looks like it's moving down. But in the bigger picture, yes, price is just still continue maybe to move higher. So if I do find something in here, for example, even to retest this level with this one, looks quite nice, to be honest. Fake out this below. Yep, it actually looks nice. Something in there actually may look nice to fake out and to go higher. Yeah, that would definitely be a scenario, be a setup to look for, 100%. Especially if the trend is bearish and the retrace is like this, because for some reason I prefer to short and to look for longs. Yeah. So going back to this one. Yeah, so this is where we are. We just literally broke it. Actually, look a little bit higher than that. Dow Jones. If you guys remember on the Dow, I have been bearish all this time for a lot of months, a few months since we broke this low. I wanted to see price reach and feel this price, right? Basically, I was a broken record, a broken disc, just repeating myself, mentioning the same over and over again, week after week, after week after week. And we finally had that space to be filled before we broke the highs. So, and price literally reached its target, which was the zone underneath this low. And it respected quite nicely from there, and it's moving higher since then. So yes, that bearishness that I was looking at on the Dow, that has been completed. You can literally study everything that happened from here, even all this, you can study it, which is beautiful, right? After the break, going higher, creating an about top, respecting the demand zone, starting to go higher, starting to finally break lows. Something that we mentioned that it's important to see, right? Break lows on the way up, on the way up, so then we can finally have kind of that fake out of the double top into here, and since then price just continued to move down. And then all the opportunities that occurred on the way down as well, they're quite nice, where price has been reacting, the confirmations to go through. Yeah, just really good PI if you want to study all this move. But yes, that has been reached, that has been accomplished. After that, let's see now what price is going to do. Does it still want to kind of respect something in here? Are we going to break this level? Most likely. Are we going to get closer to that? Are we going to continue to move to the downside? Let's see. Now we actually broke the low, so that may open the door, even though kind of reacted from a good level. Maybe the next destination could be a little bit lower. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. It was curious. How this move, it was curious because we have seen NASDAQ and Dow Jones, NASDAQ and S&P much more bullish. On the other hand, I had this bearishness bias on the Dow, which kind of, it was not really in alignment with the other two indices, but it played out just like it did, just to confirm how important actually the price action that we see and the levels that are broken or not, they end up being respected quite nicely. So good job in there. And DAX is another one. It's retesting now these highs. We also were looking for that move down. If you guys remember, I'm trying to remember when was the last time we did a stream. I think it was on the, I don't know, beginning of March, something like that. I don't know if this move had already happened or not. We're looking for price to. So I've been always looking for price to go above these highs, to go a little bit into that level and to have that deep retracement. And nevertheless, price actually still respected a supply that was a little bit inside there, right? So that's kind of what he had. Again, this move was kind of predictable. Another range, another break below the range, another fake out. Pay attention to that structure that is created around the break of the high. Price respected initially, and when this is broken, it kind of opens the door for this, since this will already open the door for this, and then you can just continue to follow through as price is evolving and moving to the downside. Right, then this one opens the door for this, and we finally reach the target that we were looking for, which is basically retesting this next level of support resistance, and we reach that level with this demand. And there you go. Just a simple move. Just keep following it. What price was, the clues that price was leaving along the way. So let's see if now we are going to go and finally take out these highs that we have in here and maybe react a little bit above that. However, the initial target that I was looking for this move downside, that's kind of has been reached. So there's maybe not enough, there's not this space to go down. It may not be as temptive as I was initially looking for, because that has been done. So yeah, let's take a look now of what price will be doing. First of all, if we break these highs, which we may do. So let's see what price is going to do after that. Yeah, so again, key levels to look for, maybe to have something in here to pay attention to see what the DAX is going to do and behave around this level as well. So we are basically between that high and this structure. If this starts breaking down, that maybe would be actually nice to maybe see something like this. Yep, I don't mind to see that. All right, so that's basically for the indices. Breaking out with these two rectangles. Euro, let's take a look at the euro. Yeah, what can you see in the euro, right? So euro index went all the way down. I kind of was looking a little bit for price to reach a little bit level underneath of this low. However, this demand zone was quite obvious as well, and it was still fresh. And basically, that's where price decided to go to and react from. Then we kind of reacted from the supply, respected kind of this kind of Quasimodo pattern there, the demand zone. I know I met without these lows, and we are moving upwards. We managed now to fake out a little bit this size. In reality, if we look a little bit more into it, I think we actually can see. Good. A bit, man. I think we can actually see. I don't know which time frame it was, but I think the level in here, I think it was still fresh. I don't remember the time frame that I saw that. Yeah, with this left shoulder, was it 5 minutes? Yeah, I couldn't even go there. 4 hour maybe. Yeah, on the 4 hour. Yep. Kind of the week, right? I really like the weeks and kind of the opening of the candle. And it was still fresh because neither this high kind of reacted from there. Apparently it was still fresh, and it was a good level on 15 minutes, as you could see. So why does this good break? So yeah, nice reaction from there. Are we still going to respect this high? Are we not going to break below? Are we going not to fake them out? We'll see. This will kind of still respected. So yep, interesting to see what's going to happen in here. We finally had the move to downside on the euro, which kind of goes in alignment with this one, and also another euro pairs as well, euro Aussie. I think euro CAD as well moved to downside, which helped this one to move down. So yes, we are stuck within this range. Let's see if by any chance if you do still break above this high in here. I'm not going to be turning bullish straight away, because this high is just still reacting within this level, and for me kind of this level is still important. If you do if we do a break above this high, then yes, then kind of I'll be looking for price activities to go maybe towards here. That's kind of what I'll be looking for. For now, I think price is kind of reacting somewhere within this level, and there's maybe even a chance to go so somewhere in here, this bigger rectangle, without turning 100% bullish in that. So yeah, there's still a little bit of a scenario that you can fake out these highs without being given as a bullish scenario, and price can actually continue to move down after that. All right, so that's a little bit for the euro. Let's see if we're going to go back to these lows again or not. And yes, there's maybe still now levels in here at the highs to look for. And the yen index, this was another one. So price, I think we covered that, respected the demand zone. It went all the way back up, took the highs now, and it just reversed it after that. Where is it reacting from? From the highs. Again, it looks like a lot has been touched in there. I was looking for price to go slightly higher. It didn't so far, and reversed after that. It has been a little bit maybe more clear to look at levels where maybe dollar yen has been reacting comparing with this one. We have seen quite a bit, good volatility and opportunities on the yen pairs during this last month or so, which is interesting. Yes, price reacted from this support resistance level in there. There's maybe still a little bit more room to the downside towards this level in here. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah. Right then, do you have any key levels on the yen? What are you looking for on the yen pairs? We kind of this level can still maybe hold a little bit more. We kind of had already a little bit of an engulf up in here, kind of then we respected this level. We had broken this low, and now price kind of moved down there. Yes, I wouldn't mind if I would see price going a little bit farther down. But nevertheless, maybe we can have a little bit of a deeper retracement. Where to? It's kind of a good question. It's kind of a good question in there. UJ 132, 131. All right. Yeah. So you continue to see a little bit more room to the upside, and this one maybe a little bit more room to the downside. That will make all the sense. All right. So let's take a look at the individual. Happen. All right. Let's take a look at the individual assets. We're talking about the yen. Let's talk about the yen right now. What could you see on the yen? So nice reaction from that level. We took this low, so it was a natural target to look for as a sell to fake out this level, and then price could retrace, or it could retrace either kind of immediately, or it could go a little bit deeper actually into the demand zone. Kind of retested a little bit this level. There's maybe something in the lower time frame in there where price eventually reacted from. But this level, as I mentioned so many times, many times when you kind of create that second momentum, this move in here is going to take some lows, just like this low took that one, and we start kind of a new cycle to the upside, and then eventually on the way down, this level in here becomes a really good target to look for price to go just below that level and react from the zone that was left behind. This just small engulf down, never really reached that that destination, right? So that becomes a really nice target. That's in terms of the move to the downside in here. So what we have now, is this the final zone? Should we expect eventually for price to go a little bit closer to this level? I think that could be one scenario to look for. Question mark now is where from, like where is going to be the level where the end is going to start maybe going down in here. Are we going to even have maybe a deeper retracement all the way closer to the highs before maybe having that that move down again? We'll see. Price is reacting from this level. Personally, I think I would prefer to see price going a little bit closer somewhere in here. So yeah, I would like to see maybe a little bit more move to the upside. You mentioned 13239. Yeah, somewhere at these lows. Yep, that could be. It's one of the last demand zones that is still fresh. I'm actually curious to see if price by any chance is going to break below this level, which make it 131.83, kind of what we are looking for afterwards. Maybe even retest, yeah, retest of this level or retest in here. I think that could be interesting. So we have already this kind of demand zone that hold price once, twice. Yeah, maybe a little bit underneath that level in here. And this could be one of the first ones, and then kind of the next one somewhere below this level. In there, I think that could be interesting for the yen. Go or even retest just of this level. Actually, have a nice left shoulder in here. Reaction from there. We have a demand zone in here. So this can be actually interesting to look for on the end. We are moving kind of in a compression way in here. Yeah, again, I'm not the biggest fan of these highs, unless there's something that I'm completely missing, which is maybe this level in here. Okay, this may change a little bit the situation, because this looks like now the supply. And reacting from that level, we have still kind of that level still fresh in there. Just delete this one. I need to delete a lot of my lines from before. Yeah, that makes it a little bit different. It's actually maybe a good level for price to react from overall. Okay, yeah, that's kind of for the end. Eventually maybe to go above this size. That would be kind of what I'll be looking for. Euro. So let's take a look at the euro, right? So euro retraced all the way back to this level. It did respected quite nicely that demand zone that it was still fresh since the 6th of April. In there, you can literally, we can do that. Right, the 5 minutes time frame, you can literally see where the demand was, and that's exactly where price reacted from. The previous two lows, they didn't really reacted from here. They still have the space, and that happened exactly in here. So we did that, and after that we started to move higher, and we went all the way through to this level. It was a nice level, retesting these left shoulders in here with the supply zone, which was created during the NFP. Now we still have kind of that that zone at the highest that maybe price eventually may want to go to, but for now we are kind of apparently respecting this double top, and that's kind of what I didn't like. I was looking for price to kind of fake out that double top on the way up. I was looking at price, and price is basically respecting every single demand on the way up. Yes, we may had a little bit of this move down just Thursday. Yeah, that's maybe the first one, the first break of a low, notorious low that we had. And again, I do like the spikes, kind of fast move that goes and then goes back to the same direction. This becomes a really interesting engulf. But overall, the structure, it was still intact. But yeah, now that I'm looking with more attention, actually this looks like one of those engulfs that I didn't really realize they were there. That could have maybe changed my approach on the euro. Because I was literally, I ignored everything that was happening in here. But again, the move occurred at 2:30 in the morning UK time. Just the same as UK, just the same as the dollar index, just the same as the dollar CAD, and maybe even on other pairs. And yesterday we had that move to the downside. Prices continue. It respected the previous support resistance, reacted in here again. The extreme is kind of where I like to trade from. Price never really reacted from there. But yeah, nice move to the downside on the euro. Are we going to break this level and continue, or by any chance we are going to kind of respect it and start going higher? That's kind of what you're looking for. By the engulf of this, we may actually continue to go down. We may have one of zone in here that could push price higher. Yeah, this is a really good zone on the euro. We kind of broke a bit above that high. Right, we break above this high. Eventually price wants to go to the next zone, which is kind of the supply level. We kind of managed to break the lows again. Yeah, that's actually quite nice to see. So let's see how the euro is going to react from here. What are you looking at, Biden, on the euro? Are you looking for sell? I think you mentioned bearishness on these ones. EU 916. Oh yeah, for a short, right? Yeah, I agree. What I start not liking about it is that now it's way too many touches altogether. That's a bit of a concern. Yeah, and sometimes that's the issue, right? So when you are many times automatically thinking about looking for the fake out, right? When the double top happens, and it happens, or the double bottom, as they do happen, then yes, then maybe just miss that move initially. Because sometimes we don't just fake out one high, we actually maybe create a double top, and afterwards that's when we kind of do the fake out. Yeah, by the way, this was a really nice move with the NFP, not NFP, with the FOMC on the euro. It was really nice, and we actually talked about that with the guys, which is sometimes the turn on the FOMC, they don't occur during the news, but occur just the day after. Like if you're looking for the reversal during the FOMC, sometimes it doesn't happen. We gain that momentum. We look like now we kind of move down with this spike, but we don't. We kind of use that high now as a fake out, and usually it's going to be maybe Thursday in the morning during the London session that we finally create the higher high in there. Kind of like it happened. It's actually quite nice to see. Yeah, I just noticed that UJ is a strong top, right? Yeah. I agree. I didn't notice that until now I did this analysis, because I didn't really realize that either. Yeah, UJ actually, it doesn't look as bad where the high reacted from. Nevertheless, I still would like to see those highs being taken. Yeah, there's again, it may be regarding this level, if it's going to hold or being respected or not, it might vary or where kind of those will be reacting from. I have something in here, this structure, maybe this demand zone. In here, it's still kind of fresh, something in there. Yep, I actually like it now that I'm looking at it, and we actually have the thing that I usually mention, which is price taking a low in there without retesting the next level. There you go. Price kind of took a little bit the lows in here without retesting this level, and this is a nice little zone in here. Otherwise, we still have this one as well. That can be interesting. But yeah, for now, maybe something in here could be okay. On the euro, in alignment with this level, have some kind of reaction in there. If by any chance is anything good, or you have this one just underneath it as well. There you go, a few touches in there. Even though this kind of looks like almost been touched, or maybe not. Yeah, we'll see. How this looks, a lot of compression in here, so by any chance, I wouldn't be surprised if you do break below this level. First of all, if you do break below this level, there's a chance that you can have a little bit of retracement, because these levels, these lows, they look quite important. But after that, we may feel the range and go closer to this structure in here. So we'll see what's going to happen in here on the euro next week. Again, with such a strong momentum that we created yesterday, opening can be maybe a little bit more bearish on Monday, and we'll see where we're going to be by Tuesday. But yeah, in reality, you're approaching this also, so let's see. Pound. Pound reacted from one of the last levels at the highs. I didn't really like too much of anything at the highs, but price kind of reacted, ended up reacting from there. And that was one of the levels that I was looking for. I was more was happier, or kind of more confident on the level on the pound than even on the euro. The approach was nice. I was looking actually for that to happen already on Thursday. Price didn't really reach the level that I was looking for on Thursday. I wanted to see this high being taken, navigating either somewhere in here or somewhere in there. And yes, of course, same time, as you can see, 2:30 in the morning, price went there and it turned. And it's another similar level to the euro. Kind of left the zone at the highs still fresh, and it started to respect the zones a little bit in the middle. Yes, this supply was literally still fresh in here, and then kind of we broke it. And this, by then, as we talked about yesterday, this for me was an engulf down. Price literally kind of broke out the low where it started this compression and opened the door for price to continue to move further down, and we may even go all the way closer to this level in here. Yeah, we may go there on the pound. Kind of first initial maybe barrier that you can see in here, and after that we'll see if we by any chance start breaking the lows and continue, because after that almost all of it is compressed, maybe all the way through these levels. At any time that price pound was going higher, I kind of retested. It has been taking really the lows, so let's see if we don't resume the move to the downside in here. Yeah, pound was another one that we talked about it, which was taking this above low in here. This for me was an engulf down, and price kind of, as we were in stuck, we were kind of this low had reacted in the middle of this compression, and now price actually went all the way to the extreme of that level, and then that's when we went to the upside. Nevertheless, on the pound, don't even know why I don't have data there. Okay, I got my data back. On the pound, if you remember, I was looking for price to take this highs, that's true, and it just took it a little bit because the level itself that I was looking for, and it kind of is still fresh, which is a little bit higher, somewhere in there. So I will not be surprised if by any chance if you still fake out this level and go react from that initial zone that I was looking for. And then what's going to happen next, we will see. Are you going to have some kind of deep retracement? Are you going to just have that retest from there and continue to go higher? We'll see. So a few things in here, right? So first of all, retesting quite nicely from here. We know that there's still maybe that level at the highs because it's still fresh. We may have some kind of zone in here that can still be used now as a continuation to the downside. And let's see if we break below this level to keep opening doors for price eventually to go all the way through. So that's kind of what we're looking for on the pounds in here. With this one, yeah, this may be a good zone for a continuation. It has been touched there. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, Aussie. Nothing much. Aussie, nothing much. It's just in this. Yeah, Saturday call mine is your market is closed, right? Yeah, you can do different type of analysis on Saturday or over the weekend. Yeah, Aussie is just still within this range. I'll turn a little bit more bullish if we do break above these highs. So far, again, another left kind of supply in there that this week that was in there. That this high never reacted from it, so that was a nice reaction. Now created that level. Now kind of we went there again. We did broke below this zone, so maybe this move in here is just to do and continue to move down. This one looks for me a little bit as an engulf down. I'm not really, like, I don't see anything in particular in here that it's that important that price could react and just completely break through. I wouldn't be surprised if price actually wants to go a little bit lower in here. We are definitely within this range. I don't even know where we are. Aussie. Okay, bigger picture. Got it. Yes, we did broke below this. Just leave it all this. We managed to break below this this zone. This is a good example comparing with I don't know if it was pound a few months ago, where we have kind of a proper ranged in here momentum, and then there's kind of a pause and it starts, right? There's a little bit of a gap between this level and these lows in here, and price took these lows, which is kind of the target for all this move to the downside, or one of the targets, but it never really, I think it never really reached the base of these highs. Therefore, this lows may be actually an engulf down. So we may actually continue to go a little bit further down until maybe we reach actually that level, which we kind of need to investigate in the lower time frame to actually see which actually levels we are talking about, which levels are in alignment with the break of these highs and whatnot. Otherwise, we may actually just continue to see Aussie maybe getting closer to here in there. So we'll see what the Aussie is going to do. For me, this is an engulf down, but it's an engulf down of a really important level of structure. So seeing some kind of retracement, it was expected, and you should expect it. How deep of retracement? For now, these highs need to be broken to open the door a little bit higher. if price benches wants to go here. You can see how different the Aussie has been trading now differently from the euro or from the pound, for example. They did reverse exactly at the same time back in Feb. And the euro and the pound basically are retesting or have been retesting really close to this high in here. Pound retested the high, euro kind of retested somewhere in there, and Aussie is nowhere near close to that, right? Nowhere near such a deep retracement like the other two. So yeah, it's been just trading within this range. Let's see when some momentum is going to kick in here on the Aussie dollar. Yeah, until we see this high being broken, maybe the chance to continue to look for sales can be a possibility. Then what we have, Euro Aussie has been on fire, much more interesting than the Aussie itself. By then, I know that we have been killing it a little bit. I don't know if I was the one introducing it to this one or not, so if it was me, I'll take some responsibility for your wins. But yeah, Euro Aussie has been in a really good level, right? So again, we had all this structure, backing out this level that initially is a really good level to look for a trades, which happened in this level. So we have all those highs. We have again another big level of structure in here, and we had that initial fake out of all this structure. So that was the first good level to look for a sell. Afterwards, we still need to be aware that we are within this range, and we haven't broken the range to the downside, right? So we haven't done this, so it's still cautious, even though this is a good level to look for a sell. It's still maybe not the moment to maybe expect this to happen. Within this level, we now finally have a little bit of a break. We didn't really manage to break this low, but we managed to break a little bit of this one. So it's the first time actually we break some lows, and this can be maybe that information that you're looking for. So we broke it, we reversed, but this is maybe the first proper break of some structure in here that we needed to start seeing before looking for that move down. Price decided to go and continue to go a little bit higher. We are now reacting basically from the base of this bearish of the low of this bull candle in here. We kind of filled a little bit the gap between this high and that low in there, and that's basically where Aussie has been reacting, which is also in alignment, if I'm not mistaken, with this level in here, which is quite nice, visible on the 4-hour time frame. And if you continue to move down, we do have this supply level, and if you continue to move down, we can even see in more detail and how beautiful that level is, right? This is basically how this is basically one zone alone. Maybe consider this high is a reaction from this zone in here. So basically all this is a zone alone. So this is the base of it, and this kind of would be eventually the extreme of the level. So yeah, you can continue to move down, and you can see how beautiful this level is, and there you go, right? So we do have this zone in here where basically price reacted from, and then we could have the other extreme a little bit higher composed with this one. But for now, price is reacting from that level, which was in alignment with the daily base in there, and that's where Aussie basically is reacting from, just a little bit underneath. It's okay in here, and it's kind of a study or exercise that you can do. So price went there, it reacted, now it created this kind of move in here, and yesterday it created really nice PA in there. We managed to break below this level, so kind of opening a little bit the door to go closer to at least maybe retest these lows once again. There's been a lot of spikes in here in yesterday's session, but maybe the final target can be not final target. There's actually maybe the potential to go even further down. Now bigger picture, since now we have a double top, and it's beautiful when you have a double top, then for the price to do this. So I wouldn't be surprised if by any chance we finally break below this low, properly kind of break it, even though kind of we already have this in here, but I would prefer to see this one happening, and then we can have another retracement. And let's see if we do fake out now this level finally, for it to finally happen on the EURUSD. If price by any chance wants to respect this level in here, and if this level even makes sense to be respected or not, comparing with where we are on the left side, as this high actually is already kind of an engulf high in there. Let's see if price by any chance doesn't want to actually to go a little bit higher than that. Yeah. Yes, you can maybe try to investigate. Maybe there's something in here, even above all this structure that we are reacting from. Something in there that price can go to here. So we are reacting from the base of this. Eventually, we could even fake out all this towards that zone. So this is kind of now the proper structure that we managed to break these lows in here. And yeah, maybe something in there a little bit higher. We already have that one, so this level can be interesting. The money has been taken, and so on and so forth. But yeah, Aussie has been quite interesting. Yeah, EURUSD has been nice. Yeah, much more interesting to trade EURUSD, for example, this last week than maybe Aussie dollar, for example. And that's sometimes what we need to do as well, kind of filtering out between which asset actually you can find the best opportunities for yourself. Euro yen, again, a lot of movement happening in here. We reacted quite nicely from this level initially. Now we just fake out the highs. We're going down. Let's see if price by any chance respects this level. If it wants to continue to go down, it's a lot of volatility on the euro yen. So at this point, I didn't even have a proper bias. I could see price going a little bit higher towards that level, kind of faking out eventually this level in here that has been already touched by that one. Price decided to still respect it. Personally, I was looking for price to go a little bit higher in here. Nevertheless, yesterday it was actually kind of a good level. Another small engulf down, opening the door, retest the supply in there, and then kind of retest it again. Another engulf down, compression. Yeah, it was something like that. We do broke above below this low already, so maybe something in here. Let's see, or if we retest just something within this level. So let's see, there's a lot of volatility going on in here, for sure. Some opportunities. I haven't really been active on the euro yen recently. The CAD is another one that we've been looking for. Yes, I finally started being interested about selling CAD when you got closer to this level. In here, we fake out this high. Never really reached the kind of the zone that I had in there, but we faked out it. It was a nice move. We had all this compression, spike up. Price has been taken that level, and in here, I think I missed that level. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, this was during the NFP, and I wanted to shortcut. Not to shortcut somewhere in there, but price just paused in here and it went down. And then it went, it got close to that level, really close to the end of the session, and yeah, I didn't really pay attention to it anymore. And after that, it just moved into the downside. So yeah, I had the extreme in here, and I had kind of the base, a little bit base of this. So what I wanted to see, yeah, we had broken this level, so I was kind of bearish for the NFP on CAD. I wanted to see kind of the spike, like the spike happening. Before the drop. That never occurred, unfortunately for me. Price just went all the way there, really close to the closing of the session, around 8 PM or something like that. Since then we turned and we are moving to the to the downside. Nice reaction from this level. We had broken a little bit these lows. Yeah, final destination. If we complete this compression in here, we price retrace a little bit, and I think it still wants to continue to go down, right? It's basically a goof down. Which level do you have, Biden, on cut? I have this line in here, can be interesting. 134.716. Something in here can be maybe a good zone, maybe for cut to have a little bit of a reaction, and that's maybe even a little bit above it. Finally start having a little bit of a move higher, because basically on the way down price has been just literally moving down. Yes, we kind of broke a little bit above this size, might create a little bit new lows, and let's see if by any chance we don't start having a little bit of a retracement. This previous level of support resistance, it may look interesting to see some kind of reaction from there. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But yes, I haven't really paid attention again on CAD. The only time that I really paid attention to short CAD, it was somewhere in here and somewhere at the highs, and that was it. When I finally saw CAD breaking away from this momentum, that's kind of when it caught my interest, or my attention, to start looking for sells. Now we'll see. You are looking at around 344. to 85. Yeah, very bit similar to the levels in here. I have this white one in there. I have no idea why. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what card is going to do. This all can be interesting as well. You can literally see, just try to like find some all these spikes like this, and if it makes sense, like to retrospect a little bit in here, and as price continues, it looks like this level was not picked up on the way up. So this can be also an interesting, somewhere interesting to look for. Yeah, it happens many times when you just drew some lines in the moment, and yeah, 1 month afterwards I have no idea why I drew that there. Sometimes they usually end up being important, I just don't remember why. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see on the card what's going to happen, and if we're going to have a little bit of a retracement in here, maybe to fill all this space, and even go here, because this can be maybe a good level as well to look for continuation to the downside. Like we have all this structure, and in here, if by any chance if you go a little bit higher, if you have this deep retracement, maybe that could be a good zone to attempt to resume then the move to the upside, to the downside, after maybe taking this level in there. Trying to work out why you mark the level when you don't remember is infuriating. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes they are important. Or sometimes I just forget to delete them, and they don't matter anymore. Yeah. I have no clue. I do try to keep kind of these important zones in here. This one, to be honest, I have no clue. It's the base of this. So there was maybe a demand zone. Change indeed. Yeah, I may actually prefer to mark this wall instead of that one. Yeah, it was just literally a flip flop from here, kind of a reversal, something like that. Yeah, I don't even know why I have this in here anymore. I prefer to mark this one, to be honest. We'll see. I have this in here. yeah, we'll see what's going to happen on CAD. Yeah, looking at this bigger picture, we are on the daily now. Yeah, we literally took these lows, so we had a little bit of retracement. We just kind of reacted from this level now. We may close the gap in here, and let's see if by any chance we don't go straight away in there, or if eventually then we go close to this level. So that's something to keep an eye on CAD. Yeah. Dollar franc Swiss. That's an interesting one for me. So why don't have data? Yeah, dollar franc Swiss, right? So we fake out those lows, we reverse to the upside. Question mark for me on dollar franc Swiss is, are these lows kind of reacting? Is this level on the left side that strong? Or we are looking at this as an engulf upwards? That's kind of the question that I have. Respecting this double top in the moment, it was kind of as a bearish sign. We went all the way down. We respected beautifully this demand zone, and after that we kind of broke this level. That kind of again leads a little bit more to the upside for me. I'm actually curious to see if there's anything interesting in here that I could benefit for a move to the upside, and maybe still looking at these lows and being respected. Even though we kind of have a double low now in here, kind of reacting a little bit from that level, we may and go. Are going to fake out this double low and do that afterwards? I'm open to that possibility as well. I still like about this level underneath this low, something that I still quite like. Yeah, so we'll see what's going to happen on the dollar franc Swiss. We never broke this level. We actually can go a little bit lower, somewhere in there. Kind of reacted or got really close to it. At the base of it, there's even still the extreme in there. Breaking this high, it would have been a much better signal that price eventually wants to do this. Respecting it, it still kind of makes it look like a bearish. So we'll see. If you do by any chance start to create some kind of range in here, a new range that maybe after the break of this can be a trigger to look for that indication that price wants to go higher, that could occur as well. But this one for now, it survived. Kind of the bears kind of managed to survive in here and hold that level. Yeah, I'm curious to see if by any chance there's anything in here that can be interesting for the dollar franc Swiss to react from, and eventually do this. Yeah, we are seeing even the dollar going higher. Right, we saw the dollar starting to move to the upside, but we didn't see that happening on the dollar franc Swiss even in yesterday's session. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. We do have this above, so if by any chance we do actually do that, that could happen as well. Gold's an interesting one. Gold has been really bullish, right? Since we last spoke, we were looking for that level. Price had broken that level, respected that range in here, this little demand zone. Just pure move from gold. And we mentioned, like we had mentioned, that price had broken slightly that high. That's kind of still, oh, it was seen, at least for me, kind of as an engulf upwards. And it went all the way down to retest from this level. We had that break and then the move higher. Since then, it's just full move on until we finally now take the new one, right? Again, these levels, when you have this higher time frame highs close to here, they are such beautiful levels to look for a reversal when price finally gets there. It's just beautiful. Yes, it turned. We respected the demand zone, so we haven't really had a proper break below. We are kind of in this trend line as well. We respected this double top. You already know, guys, what usually can happen when you do have those double top being created. So maybe you can start investigating a little bit higher if there isn't any better zone to look for price to go to within this level. Yep, and look at what we have in here. Look at what we have in here. I don't have more data. Yeah, price most likely has been reacting a little bit from maybe the base of it, and it may go and react from there. Then above that we have that level, and then all of a sudden we are at that double top that we may even fake out before anything else. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see eventually. And yes, we do have a little bit of a zone above it. That price may go fake out. Actually now, right, that level quite a lot. Because we have already one high, we have kind of a double top in here as well. This level was strong, so this was actually a good level to for a setup yesterday. This highs never reacted from it, and price kind of had initially this one where price reacted, and now kind of price even fake out that level a little bit higher. Yeah, somewhere in here it was still a good zone. If by any chance then price wants to continue to go higher, I'll definitely be looking for price to break out this highs into that level. Yeah, kind of are expecting that level in here. Expected that one. Let's see. Maybe going to have indeed more bearishness on gold. Yeah. Pedro, do you have any key level on gold? That one can be left for the future. Again, another kind of bearish signal first, and then the fake out. Just a traditional move. I don't really see anything in particular. We did broke below this level. 1993 for a sell. Yeah, something's still in there. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be. Eventually, again, if it continues just to go higher. Let's see how it reacts from this level now. Eventually, maybe somewhere in there. Because it's a lot of compression already in here on gold. Maybe there's something in here at 1958. It looks interesting. Something in there to look for. Even if maybe just a small reaction, we cannot have this level. That if by any chance the price breaks this level can be used now as the opposite side, as a continuation to the downside. Maybe after price retest this level can occur something like this. Yeah, let's see how price reacts from this level. And we still have kind of this origin as well. We have the 12, we have the turn, and we kind of never keep retraced all the way down here to come collect these orders. We may still have all the way through this 1950 zone. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically something to look for in there. Even maybe my favorite as a target for this move down. Oil has been an interesting one as well. It retested, finally moved away from this range, right? We've been stuck in this range. It reacted really nice from that demand zone. Below that level, if by any chance we break, or if we had broken below this low, we could eventually open the door to go and feel all this compression here. So far, we haven't done that. We actually reacted quite nicely from this level, right? So really nice reaction that we had in there. Oh, damn it, that's not one. This one, right? So yeah, we reacted quite nicely from that level, and after that we turned to the upside. We had a little bit of reaction here, then respect this level, and you continue to move on. And yes, next levels to look for on oil. Are you going to go all the way back to this level and close to $80 mark? Are you going to keep respecting eventually that level as well? Yeah, target could be above, eventually to reach above this high. We still have 1-2 levels in here. This one never really reached that supply level, so I could see this one just as being eventually a high to be faked out in here. So you may have a little bit of a supply in there still. Price could react from it a little bit, and eventually we could do that in here. That could be one of the last fresh levels. This price was going down. If not, eventually we may fake out this level and we can get closer to something in here. It reacted really nicely from that bottom. Are you going to have the full turn on oil from here? Are you going to completely now kind of open, get into this compression, eventually start moving higher, because almost all of it has been compressed on the way down. Kind of a stretch in there. Yeah, I haven't really traded the oil. That I think I'm going to start trading oil. I like the moves on the oil. Really like the moves on the oil. Yeah, we're looking for a sell in here with the guys. This was a target. This is a target that we're looking for, and price kind of reacted nicely from it. So I'm starting to enjoy, and as I mentioned, it's really nice to see that. Like, I'm starting to enjoy to see this compression on the way up. Another demand that has been taken. Maybe I've left a little bit of this demand below. I kind of took this low in here, so this level can have some kind of reaction in the future. Somewhere in here, I even used to cover the high in there. Yeah, maybe cover the high. Okay. So price can still react from here. Another demand that has been taken. Maybe now next level in here. And as price is going up and keeps kind of taking the demands on way as moving up, it's a good sign. Eventually, if you do have that turn, all this range can work as your target in here. Even and in that moment, that's when you should be looking for price to eventually, when price retraces in here, that's the moment to look for price to break this low and maybe start looking for a reaction now from this previous level of support resistance or some kind of demand in there. And that's kind of the most traditional or kind of easiest way to find trades. Identify this kind of compression. Pay attention that, for example, this low never reacted really from this previous level of support resistance. It may have reacted from something in here on the left side. It's okay, it needs to react from something. Price always needs to react from something. But the obvious level, it would have been here. So there's space in here. So just wait for it. Keep looking at it, keep paying attention, and then the next trigger is, first of all, try to identify where would be a good level on the left side for price to turn. And after identifying that, just keep an eye on how price is approaching that level. If price just keeps respecting the lows, maybe it wants to go to the zone above it. If by any chance you start noticing some lows being broken, that's when kind of you should start paying attention then to a potential trade to the downside. Now, if by any chance you, for example, let's pretend that price wants to go here, but now from here you actually start having that low being broken. Since maybe price actually wants to go to the zone above, maybe from here is not really the time now to do this. Maybe the only thing from here is just to do that, or maybe that, or whatever. And price then just continues to go higher until it finally reaches that good level in a higher time frame. Maybe start with the daily, 4 hour time frame, whatever it may be. And then yes, then you finally have this move happening in here. It's just an easy way to try to identify trades and to take advantage of them, of this compressions move that we have in here. Yeah, and with that, basically, just finishing now with Bitcoin, and that's it. So, Jack, which level were you saying on BTC? You mean the walls, right? You mentioned the walls. So what I'm looking on BTC, first of all, the pattern that yesterday, well, the pattern that we see so many times happening on BTC after kind of some kind of squeeze, right? Either to the upside or downside, it's kind of, then we have that setup happening, right? Just it happened in here. We have kind of that spike up or down, whatever it may be, and then price starts creating that level of structure, create kind of a high, and kind of goes down a little bit, break out quite fast, then kind of does this. And this in here can be a really good level, or after the break of this level in here, especially that low, you can look for the continuation. On the opposite side as well, like we have to the downside, and now we start having something like this happening. I don't even know how to draw this one. You see, I'm much more used to look for sales. I don't even know how to draw this one. Something like this happening in there, right? So just something similar that we have in here. Yeah, that happens so many times when you have this kind of strong moves on BTC, and they are quite often. In this case, this level, and sometimes you have that happening. I cannot get there. How did I? How did I got there? Ah, it's in here. I don't understand what I'm doing. And sometimes you have this, I wanted to reach these levels, and again, for some reason I cannot. When you have this happening, it's usually kind of in the middle. Price is not even touching the extreme. Sometimes it is, but, and if it is, it's perfect. But if it isn't, then expect in the future for price to maybe go actually there and go down. We didn't manage to break this low. Did we break this low? That's kind of a question mark. Or did we respect it? You may have respected it, so there's maybe not an engulf down in here. So yeah, eventually, because these highs now are going to be the ones that are going to be faked out into that good level, right? As you can see, basically, when you have this move down in here, kind of the supply is still there. This may be the initial zone in here, but then the other one is going to be somewhere in there. Taken, basically taken, or maybe a little bit above it there. And there's maybe something in here still for that level. So yeah, that's basically what price then can do it, right? Can just literally take this high and then again, and it keeps repeating almost itself over and over again. We managed to break this low, yes or no? Not, yeah, kind of start breaking a little bit of the structure, so maybe can go a little bit lower. Let's see how price reacts from this new level now in here, and become maybe a good target for this move down. And let's move on. Now we have maybe this level in here, and again, this high may have not even kind of reacted exactly from here. So if you do have another fake out happening, I wouldn't be surprised with it in order to go down. The big question in here on Bitcoin is that we are literally reacting from this important zone, right? We finally approach that level. The 31, this 29, 30k, kind of this previous level of support. that can work as resistance, and at the same time you have this one. This for me is one of the most important key levels on all this move to downside. It's not just because price broke this level that I'm still bullish. If you do break above this level, that's going to be a big level that we managed to break in here. Because we actually managed to break a little bit below this level, respect from that level. That's a really good level to look for a long. But this is the zone, because this is where we make the decision to literally break below this level, or can we break it and we kind of manage to hold it and you break again, showing that this was a really strong barrier. So let's see. This for me, whatever it may be inside here, try to find your own levels inside that level, right? We are reacting from here, and if we can even go a little bit higher. Eventually you can compress, kind of take out the orders from here, maybe go a little bit deeper into that level as well. That will be already 31k. Of course you have the base of this one would be 29, basically 30k mark, right? We have all that. What we have in here is a good approach, right? We start having all this range. We managed to slightly break below that, all this below. So this can start maybe looking a little bit like this. Still not 100% clear. It's kind of still kind of reacting from that level, but you may start doing something like that, right? So, and something that you like to identify is around these levels, find some range, right? Because it can be looked or can be seen kind of as a distribution phase, or it's going to be just an accumulation. Let's see if price actually, again, breaking this level. I think it's going to be essential in there. And then next level is going to be in here, this 25 mark. If by any chance, if we break below this low, or even this level again, but then we still have this one in here, which was composed by this bigger picture. Important, and you can be trading in between these levels for a while. So let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, 28k. Yeah. So let's see if we're going to start having another couple of weeks or so of a range market, like we have so many times on happening on BTC. Before kind of this is a beautiful kind of accumulation phase. We had that break, so this was a good trigger. If we're still not concerned, that was a good trigger. Then retest this level. All that was beautiful. Kind of study this and kind of now reverse it and try to find if you could find something similar in here, right? Something in there, right? Whatever. That's what you want to try to find out. Again, a lot of range before finally moving. Let's see which direction. What's going to be the catalyst as well for that to happen? Does it even need a catalyst? Maybe it needs. We'll see. Now, yes, now we are at important level, in my opinion. We'll try to find out if you're ready to start going higher. Again, it's not just going to skyrocket. There's still some levels in here. But maybe in that moment, it's going to be just a phase of deep retracements until we continue to go higher. From here, I could still maybe eventually see new lows being created. In terms of the level alone. Ranges, yeah. You love them. Yeah. Yeah, there are opportunities. We have this demand zone. We have maybe that level. And so on. Ethereum, I think I remember that I mentioned that I wanted to see price going in there when price was still kind of somewhere in here. So yes, I remember that I mentioned that on the stream. This level was good. It was still fresh. This highs never reacted from there. We had that reaction. Price basically went all the way kind of to the target, which was the base of this previous level of resistance working as support. And price is in there right now, right? And basically this is the range. Again, something similar that we may create on BTC is the range between kind of this high and these lows are managing to hold it. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if by any chance we could even go slightly a bit above that level. What you can see now is that finally Bitcoin is reacting already from this level, right? The same kind of zone in alignment to that level. Ethereum had made that deep retracement already last summer. BTC was kind of just shy, it was something in here. So now BTC is trading in there and Ethereum is kind of approaching that level as well. So within this size, kind of we had that level. Within this size, what should you be looking for? And eventually that level in here, since this high never reacted from there, I think that could be an amazing maybe sell opportunity when you do fake out this highs into this level. It looks really nice, to be honest. We have to move up, first pauses, goes down, there's that move, and this high never reacts from there and leaves this level in here. So I actually like that level quite a lot. So yeah, I do like this level quite a lot. More in here. Or even this looks like a really good level. And now that it starts looking a little bit more in detail, okay, this one was taken in there, and maybe something still in here now. I think this is just how it goes. The base of this can be important as well, so adding this rectangle starting in there can be a good idea, because actually the move down starts from here. You can actually catch the base of this wall and then maybe a little bit higher. So it's going to be interesting to see how price is going to react from here. Yeah, just looking forward to it. Nevertheless, now it's somewhere in there, so we'll see. In here as well can be quite interesting. It is 1,864. 64 is still a little bit higher. Goes there. Yeah, that I think it becomes one of my favorites. Yeah, thank you, Jack. I'm off as well. I'm about to finish. This was basically the last one. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you again. It has been a while since I did the stream. Good to be back, and I'm looking to get in the routine again. So yeah, thank you. But then as well, thank you for sharing your levels and to look at it together. Yeah, looking forward for next week, and looking forward for the beginning of a new month and a new quarter. I had a positive quarter. I didn't trade as much as I would have liked. I'm looking to dedicate and be even more focused within my own trading as well. Alright. Thank you. I think I covered everything I wanted. Thank you guys. I'll be back next Tuesday. So enjoy. Have a good one. Bye bye. I'll see you next time. Obrigado.